What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that like button and hope you hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. My bad. This is Love and Hip Hop Hollywood season 6, episode 18. We made it. We are at the end. Now all we gotta do is get through 2 weeks of a reunion, and we are home free. Okay. So y'all know how the end of these seasons are. They trying to wrap up the storylines and all that good stuff. But actually, this episode, I didn't see a whole lot of wrapping up. It was a few storylines, but a lot of stuff was left open, to be honest with you. So let's talk about it. I also think that a lot of real life went down in this episode. Y'all know what I always say about when reality TV hits reality, then you don't always know what you're gonna get. And I feel like there was a whole lot of reality in this episode. But let's start at the beginning. So we pick up where we left off with Lyrica, Brittany, and Black China. Black China trying to broker the peace deal between Brittany B, Lyrica. She gets, Lyrica's throwing stuff and pushing tables and stuff. Y'all know security rolled in, Brittany's outside. Black China goes outside to try to talk to her, to try to get her to, go back in and actually sit down like a damn adult and have a conversation. And Black China even said that. She was like, y'all acting like kids. Like, y'all are really acting like children right now. And Brittany was like, well, that's what she said. She said it was on site. Well, she actually sang it, but y'all don't want to hear me sing. And Black China was like, come on, though. Can we really go in there? She was like, y'all need to stop, y'all throwing stuff. And she was like, I wasn't throwing anything. She was like, yeah, but you started it. And she did. You did not show up with any intention of trying to make this a situation that y'all could work out. But it is what it is. That situation was left like that. There was no meeting of the minds between her and Brittany B at any point. And so that's one storyline, which is a non-important storyline, but that's a storyline that's still open. They didn't, a lot of times the last episode they had this big kumbaya moment. They did not. They went on about their merry little way. Then we have Ray J and Boog and Immature. They're getting ready for this Immature show. Now Ray J think that this is the whole, this is the tour. And Boog is like, no. This is, it's sort of like a showcase to see if people are interested, to see if investors will be interested in thinking that this could be a tour. We need a good show. We need to pack the house. We need people to say, you know what? I think somebody will pay in, Atlanta to see a Ray J Immature. Somebody in Boston, somebody in New York. That's what we got to convince them of. And Ray J come rolling in there. First of all, he came in there diva style, honey. He done rolled in there an hour late. Came in there with his dog and an entourage talking about something. That's my emotional support dog. Whatever, child. But he came through and they had a rehearsal and it was good. They had a good moment, and Ray J, because, of course Ray J was like, I don't get no rain. I don't get no smoke machine. They were like, look, if we can make this a tour, you can get all of that. But for right now, I don't know why every time I come on here, the group chat want to start acting stupid. Anyway, he said, but for right now, we just need a good show. We just need you to show up, sing, and keep it moving. And so they had a good little sound check and everything. It was cool. It was definitely cool. The vibes were good. So then we see Mr. Ray and Yo-Yo meet up with Apple. Apple stood Yo-Yo up last week. Apple showed up. And look, here's the thing. At the end of the day, the thing with Apple is this. Apple does not understand how when you're trying to get on, your image is everything. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. But this is the game. This is how the game is played. And if you're really trying to get into the industry, you have people. This is the second season where you have people who've been trying to tell you and explain to you what it is you need to do to get on. Now, once you on and you want to act a damn fool, okay, you on now. But you going on Instagram being drunk telling everybody that you a hoe and, all that you can understand how hoes roll, that might not be enticing to investors who are saying, look, I want to put some money behind you. And all Yo-Yo and Mr. Ray were trying to explain to you were, one, I think they were a little concerned that maybe you had a drinking problem. And her thing was, I don't have a drinking problem. I drink sometime. When I party hard. But I don't drink every day and I don't party every day. And and then she went on to talk about how hard her life was. And she was like, people always want to tell me how they got out the hood. But then I look around them and they family look good to me. They look like they came from, a decent background. I was sleeping on park benches when I was 15. I was basically selling myself, to do what I had to do. And so people don't understand my life. People don't know what I went through. And so I think that from where I came to where I am, I think I did pretty good. And that's where Apple doesn't get it. Do you want to be just good enough, or are you trying to go to the next level? The fact that, if you were sleeping on park benches at 15 and you were selling your body and all of that, the fact that you now living in a decent apartment in a decent neighborhood, you want a reality show, you have a career in adult entertainment or what have you, if that's good enough for you, sure. Then, you did that. But if you're trying to do better than that and move on, you say you want to set an example for your kids and you want to leave something for your kids, then you have to want to do better than where you are. And that is what everybody has been trying to tell you, Apple. So if you want to turn up. Just don't turn on your Instagram. You understand what I'm saying? Like, girl, do you get drunk as much? Well, not as much, but I'm saying get drunk. But going live probably is not your best option. Anyway, I don't think Apple gets it. She listened, she was respectful, but I don't think she started to get a little rah-rah, but then she sort of calmed down a little bit. But she doesn't get it because she doesn't think that, one, she doesn't think she's doing anything wrong. She thinks that people should bend to her instead of her bending to the industry and the expectation. Two, she doesn't get it because in her mind, I come from a hard life and I'm doing, I'm supposed to be dead now, but I'm still alive and that should be good enough. So at the end of the day, I love Apple. I want to see Apple do well, but until she want, and Brittany B said it later on in the episode, she's got to want it. And at the end of the day, she does. She's got to want to do better. And I don't know if she does. I don't know if she wants more than what she has. Anyway, moving on. So we have Lyrica, we have Big Lyrica, Little Lyrica meeting up with K Michelle. And basically, she recaps for them what happened with Brittany B and that, she's just trying to make sure everything is good. She's trying to get her mental health together, deal with the baby, deal with the husband, deal with all of that. And what she's going to do. She said she's been looking at apartments and she really needs to make a final decision about whether she's going to move out for good and really be done, or she's going to try to make it work out. And, and K Michelle was like, look, at the end of the day, I don't necessarily want to see, I want you to be happy and I want you to do what's best for you. I would love to see y'all work it out, but if that ain't what's in the cards, then you got to do what's in the best interest of you and your child, And then she was talking about how she's moving to Atlanta. I keep telling y'all, I'm feeling we're going to see K Michelle pop up on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta this season, but she's moving back to Atlanta to start working on her country album. She said, look, LA's been great, but, I got to get back to the South. That's who I really am in my heart. And so she's going to have a going away party. We're going to, where she's basically, going to say her goodbyes to everybody. And well, I'll get to that because we got more of Lyrica and A1 to talk about. Then we have Moniece. Now, here's a moment where I said I think reality TV has met reality in this moment. Moniece is having, a nice word for Did Nobody Show Up, an intimate gathering where she was singing some of her music and Boobie is there. She said her and Boobie have gotten close. I think we just need to find places to put Boobie. I don't. That's all I got for that. But after she performed, which I actually liked the song. I liked that song that Moniece was singing. I really did. But after she performed, she was talking to Boobie and her cousin Allie, who was also a life coach, came over. And the three of them had a conversation. And Moniece is broken. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm not saying that. Moniece is broken. She's broken. She said that, and this was a real moment. You know what I'm saying? I think what she was saying was real. She said that she ran out of medication, and that sort of coincided with the same week that she had her son. She said she tried to call Drew. He wouldn't answer her phone calls. So she said, I swallowed my pride. I called April. I said, April, please let me speak to Drew. I need to talk to him. Drew gets on the phone. And Drew says, And she says, look, I'm really having a bad week. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep Cam for the whole week. I might need your help. And Drew told her, well, you better call your mama or somebody and you better figure it out. Now, I see both sides of that coin. Because, first of all, Drew, if the part of the story that she was calling you and you didn't answer, I think that's fucked up. Because you said the only thing we need to discuss is our child. If I know that my child is with you and you're calling me and you keep calling me, then I'm going to assume that you need to talk to me about something dealing with our child. Now, if I get on the phone with you and it's some BS, then I'm going to keep it moving. But I'm going to assume that that's why you're calling me. So for you to not answer the phone, I got a problem with that. The second thing is, she's telling you she needs help. She's reaching out to you and she's saying, I need help. Again, if you are really worried about what's in the best interest of Cam, then what you should do is say, okay, what do you need me to do? Do you think you can make it till tomorrow? Do I need to come and get him tonight? Like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you don't have to like this woman, but you know that she legitimately deals with a mental illness. And she's telling you, hey, I'm struggling right now. For you to say, well, you just better go find somebody to help you. Now, the flip side of that is, you fought for this. You fought for partial custody or whatever, they shared custody, whatever the word is. You fought for this. Took me to court, dragged my name, did everything. So this is what you wanted. Now deal with it. So I still think that's sort of an a-hole way of looking at it, but I kind of see if that's where Drew was coming from. Now, that's the side of the story we're getting from Moniece. At this point, though, I go with Moniece. I ain't listening to nothing Fizz saying out his mouth. I'm going to go with Moniece, but neither here nor there. Her cousin, who's also a life coach, was saying, okay, I hear all of that, but what are you doing about you? And she said that when she got off the phone, Cam said to her, why can't I just have a normal mother? Oh, that would have broke my heart. And she is crying. I mean, she real tears. I mean, she is boo-hooing. She not doing that. Let me dab my napkin to catch the tear. Oh, it is streaming down her face, baby. She is boo-hooing. And she said, you know, instead of me getting mad at him for saying that, I had to validate his feelings. And I had to let him, that's how you know she's been in therapy. And I had to say, you know what? I don't know why you don't have a normal mom, but I'm trying to get you one. And she said, but then he hugged her and, you know, they had a moment or whatever. So she said that she's looking into a full-time mental facility that she can check herself into because she thinks she just really needs. She said she feels the depression getting deeper and deeper or it getting worse and worse. And so she needs that. And again, I can respect Moniece for saying, I know I need help and I'm going to look into getting the help that I need. So that's what's going on with Moniece. And again, that storyline is not going to tie itself up because again, that's a legitimate storyline. It ain't even a storyline, it's her life. I'm hoping that she was able to find a facility, check herself in, but she said in the meantime, the music helps. All right, now we have A1 and Lyrica. They meet up at the park. I don't know if they were supposed to be having a play date or just exchanging ocean or whatever. But Lyrica starts complaining to A1 about him working too much or whatever. And he was like, look, you know, I got to do what I got to do. She said, well, I'm just telling you that, you know, right now, while we're trying to figure out what we're doing with us, it's a problem for me. And he was like, so what you want me to do, turn down some money? You want me to lose money? She said, well, you about to lose your wife. You need to figure it out. So then, honey, that spiraled into them having a full-blown argument where Lyrica, I guess, I forgot, child. Look, A1 must have thrown out something about Lyrica doing her own thing. And Lyrica said, look, you know what? I did. After years and years and years of you cheating on me, I did. I cheated on you. I stepped out on you. But that was after you moved out of the house, after you told me you wanted a divorce, after you told me it was over. So in my mind, we were good. You were doing you. I was doing me. And so I did me. But then we got back together. And I was honest with you about the situation. Asked me to take a paternity test. I did it. But once we decided to get back together and forgave each other for what we did, you went out and cheated on me again. And here's the thing. At the end of the day, Lyrica's just not ready. You're not ready to forgive him because y'all know I say it all the time. When you forgive somebody and you truly forgive them, then you don't throw it in their face. So she's not ready to forgive him because every time she gets upset with him, that's her go-to. And I'm not saying she should be ready to forgive him. Forgive him when you're ready. And you might never be ready. But then you have to be honest with yourself and say, look, this is not what I'm ready for. And that's really what she did. So they got into this argument, honey. They are cussing each other full blown out in front of the baby. Of course, the baby don't know what they're saying. But the baby can sense anger. And then when it was all over said and done, she said, you know what? I'm moving out. I'm getting my own place. And I want a divorce. So that's really sort of where we left Lyrica and A1. So that's why I said we got some open-ended stuff. We sort of left Lyrica and A1 at the she moved out and wants a divorce. Because that argument was really about them rehashing what we already know about their relationship. Meaning, it's just y'all doing what y'all do. All right. So K Michelle has her going away party, honey, and Big Lyrica and Lil Lyrica show up. And, you know, she gives her little speech. She said this country girl need to go back home, and she's looking forward to some great new things, some new opportunities. She said she got a country album and an R&B album. She said, and I thank y'all for y'all support, and just don't bootleg my album. I know that's right, K Michelle. Don't bootleg your shit. So, but she's moving to Atlanta. So Lyrica tells, this was the same day that Lyrica and A1 had this blow up. So she lets K Michelle know how the conversation went and that she was moving out and that it was a wrap. And K Michelle was like, look, at the end of the day, I want you to be happy. And I want you to do what's in the best interest, what you have to do for your child. Like, I've been there and I've done that. I've been through all of this, so I get it and I understand. But you just got to do what's best for you. So who comes stomping around the corner, honey? Pam. Pam said, I don't like the way Lyrica been treating my son. So, of course, Big Lyrica giving her that to look like, what you doing here? And, you know, Lil Lyrica looking at her like, you know, why are you here? Big Lyrica talking about something. Did you invite her? Kim said, here go Kim. She was being Kim in this episode. Kim said, I didn't invite her, but she can stay. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't invite her, but she good to go. So, Pam was like, look, let me tell y'all something. Pam looks a lot better this season. And I'm just, well, most of this season. But she said she wants to talk to Lyrica. And I thought it was about to be one of them moments, you know, with Big Lyrica and Pam. And I thought they was about to have a moment. But it was real cool. Big Lyrica walked away because, you know, Lyrica said, look, I got this, Ma, I got this. And they sat down and talked. And she said, look, I don't really like how this whole thing went down. I don't. But we're still family and we have to do, because I thought that was going to go a whole different way. I really did. But it didn't. She said, you know, at this point, we have to do what's in the best interest of baby Ocean. And, you know, I want y'all to work things out. But if not, I want you to know how we're going to work out. Basically, how am I still going to be a part of my what I interpreted was, whatever's going on between you and him is you and him. How I'm going to still be a part of my grandchild's life. That's how I interpreted it. You know, and then Big Lyrica came over. And they all got to talking. And they basically had a really good adult conversation about what happens now. The marriage is over as of right now. We're separated. I have my own place. What are we going to do to maintain, what's the word I'm looking for? Civility amongst us and do what's in the best interest of Ocean. And, you know, and Pam said, you know, Lyrica, I know you think I don't like you, but I do. I do. And here go Lyrica, oh my gosh, I'm shocked at that. I thought you'd be, you know, toasting, you know, champagne when I walked out the door. And, you know, Pam was like, nah, like, I like you. I mean, you know, we give each other a hard time, but I really do like you. So I thought that was interesting, and I thought that was a great moment. And that's one of those, that was a great moment, you know. So now we are at the concert. Now here's where things got a little, y'all tell me what y'all think about this whole situation with the concert. We had Princess, we had Ray J. And Princess started saying stuff like, you know, I'm really happy for Ray J, but I'm just a little bit worried because, you know, I'm noticing him going back to his old ways, and I'm hearing rumors that he's doing things he shouldn't be doing. But did y'all notice how that sounded like a voiceover? Almost sounded like she might have just added that last week, huh? Didn't that sound real convenient? And the voice level didn't match the rest of her confession. Yeah, peep that. And they didn't show her actually saying it. Well, part of it they did. But then the other part of it, they didn't really show her saying it. You just heard her saying it. I thought that was very interesting. Then we had Ray J making comments about, early on in the episode, making comments about how hard this pregnancy has been and how emotional Princess is and how things are going up and down, but that they're going to work it out as a family. I said, you know what? Mona. Something don't smell too clean in this water, but I'm going to let it go. We had Yo-Yo, Mickey Monday, and Brittany at one in one little VIP area, and then we have, Nikki Baby, Paris, Zell, and Tierra Marie at another little VIP area. What's my boy? A1 showed up. He's in the back with Ray J. He's backstage with Ray J. And, they ain't really saying too much of nothing. I mean, they talked about, Brittany B and them talked about, Apple and trying to get Apple some help. And basically what I've already said about the Apple situation. And then over on the other side, you got Zell and Paris. And basically all they doing is talking about Brittany B and, how she ain't this and calling her Barney B and all that stuff. So then the show starts, and it was a good show. Like, I'm sorry, I forgot. Moniece showed up with Boobie, and of course, they were like, oh, so what's going on here? Is this something here? And they were like, nah, we just friends, I'm just here to support, whatever. And she sort of reiterated, where she is, and that, that she came out to support, but she is kind of having a rough time right now, trying to co-parent and all of that. So then we had the performance, and Ray J sounded pretty good. He sang One Wish, and he dedicated it to LaShawn Daniels, which I didn't know LaShawn Daniels had written One Wish, and y'all know he passed earlier this year in a car accident, and so he dedicated the song to him. And then Immature came out and sang their song, and J Boog, I felt like it was a little interesting, his little confessional at the end. He was like, well, things didn't really work out the way I wanted them to work out with the tour, but I'm on the bigger and better things. And I said, I bet you are. April and Fizz, they were there. I mean, they were having dinner. I don't care about them. So the storyline with Lyrica and A1 is still open-ended. Apple says she's working on the lingerie line and she's still trying to get her shoe line. Okay. Yo-Yo's song got picked up by a distributor, so she gonna be making, even if only 20 people buy the damn song, she gonna make money because she was an independent artist and sold it to a distributor. I'm buy the song Yo-Yo because I like it. I like you, Yo-Yo. Whatever Yo-Yo come out with, I'm gonna buy. But I like that. I did kind of like the song. She said they're going to shoot a video for it and all that good stuff. Zell said he's going to keep just being an adult, moving on to bigger and better. Paris said she's going to keep moving on, onward and upward. We know that the tour went off with Ray J and Immature, but we know he left the tour. We know what happened with them down to the Vegas, honey. I ain't need to get in all of that. Moniece, I told y'all she still hasn't found a facility, but she looking. So that's pretty much everybody's storyline. But the one thing that I thought was real funny, y'all, I'm going to be real petty. I'm going to end it on this pettiness. When Lil Fizz was doing his little, me and April, we just doing our own thing. And we just don't care about nobody think. We over here in our little corner doing our own thing. I was like, you got a lot of time to do it now because you what? Fired. Anyway. Let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments, please.